Okay, we have politicians versus citizens and activists and lawyers on the Newshour tonight. GVL Narasimha of the BJP, Rahul Narvekar of the NCP joining us in a few minutes. Mohammed Adeeb, a member of parliament, former MP of the Rajya Sabha, feels yes, a pay hike. Why not? 100% pay hike. Certainly, he says. Shahid, Siddiqui, former member of parliament and chief editor of Duniya, also says, yes, what's the problem with a pay hike? Give them the pay hike. Well, I don't have a problem either, but all I'm saying is, if you're giving a pay hike, then also tell us what the pay hike is for and how it is linked to performance. Bejon, Misra, consumer expert, citizen. Satinath, Sarangi, social activist, citizen. Sanjay, Hegde, senior advocate, Supreme Court, citizen. And Anshul Tewari, founder and editor of Youth Ki Awaaz. Let's start with you, Anshul. I mean, my own view on this, Anshul, is pretty simple. Give them a 100% pay hike, though at a very basic level, I'm against a 100% pay hike because government servants get about a 23% pay hike, and that also this time they've got it after 7 years. The last pay commission was 7 years back. So if you're giving 23-24% to government servants and giving yourself a 100% pay hike in the same period, or actually less, then you're actually gifting yourself 6 or 7 times more pay hike than you're giving to all other government servants, which is strange because I genuinely don't believe that politicians are a different class, though they think they are. So despite that, I would say if you make a case, give us a pay hike and we are going to work, I'm fine with it. But a pay hike for what is the question I'm asking tonight. Why don't you start the debate? And to the politicians and all the other panelists, it's an open debate right after Anshul's opening comments. Anshul, go ahead. Open the debate tonight. Absolutely. And welcome to the Newshour, your first appearance on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Arnab. It's wonderful to be here. Firstly, we need to understand the fact that if the parliamentarians are not working and citizens are disenchanted by the way they are working, what are they asking the pay hike for? That's the first question. And the second question is that if they really are asking for a pay hike, why are the bills not being passed? Why is there a rushed kind of a behavior in the parliament? And moreover, why are there no qualitative debates happening in the parliament? And that's a very big question, Arnab, because, you know, the fact of the matter is everybody says that young people are important, these people are important. Look at the daily wage workers. What is the kind of salary they are getting? Look at the way our OROP protests are happening. Look at the youth issues in the country. Nothing is really getting the attention. And even then, our parliamentarians want a pay hike, which to me makes zero sense.
So my first question is, therefore, our MPs want a fatter paycheck. Okay, Bejon is opening as well. Shahid, Siddiqui, I see your hand go up. We're having quick opening remarks. My point at this stage is, why should MPs get a fatter paycheck when the promises they have made to the people have not been fulfilled? I link the pay hike.
Not only that, nobody gets...
No person should. Yes, Bejon, yes, you have strong views. I know, go ahead.
Yes, nobody gets any pay hike without an appraisal system. We must put an appraisal system in place. And citizens must appraise the performance of the MPs. We have to, from the constituency, say whether my MP has done the work.
To do that, how will citizens appraise?
Before he got elected.
Is it practical to do that? How will citizens appraise?
Yes, it is. There are systems. There are systems in place where report cards can be made in terms of performance of a elected representative. It is already there. We just need to adopt it. The government needs to adopt it. Make it into a law. Make it into a law.
And citizen monitoring.
And I'm saying, who does the MP represent? Does he represent his political masters or does he represent his political interests? No. Who does the MP represent? Does the MP represent the people of this country? And if it is the people of the country, then why don't we have a right to ask how we are being served in a perennially dysfunctional parliament? We are talking about all this tonight. We are being forced. Shahid Siddiqui next. Shahid Siddiqui, nobody has a grouse against the members of parliament, but I am seeing my country's parliament becoming a perennially dysfunctional parliament, and that parliament embarrasses me with the way in which the parliament functions, and hence I want to deny members of that parliament who have embarrassed me any pay hike. Shahid Siddiqui on the other side. Open the debate, Shahid Siddiqui. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Arnab, you misrepresented me. I do not support the pay hike. I say the MPs have lost moral ground for this pay hike. They should wait at least for 2 years to even talk about a pay hike and perform in next 2 years and show to the nation that they are serious about making laws. They are there to serve the people. Politics is not business. Politics is not profession. Politics is service. And as they have to serve the people in order to even talk about about pay hike. But I am all for providing basic infrastructure and facilities to the members of parliament. That also not now. Unless they give this commitment, they are going to serve the nation and they are going to serve the cause of democracy. They are doing absolute injustice to Indian democracy and to the people of this country by the behaving the way they have been behaving. And both are in the same boat. BJP behaved when they were in the position and Congress is behaving the way.
Politics does not mean you waste public money.
Yes, you misrepresent
I congratulate you.
That. In fact, I am not for pay. I am not for pay
okay,
at all.
I congratulate you for the position that you take.
Any pay at all.
I congratulate you for the position that you take, Shahid Siddiqui, because I know that the position that you take tonight is at the peril of what you will earn yourself as an ex-member of parliament. You would have been a beneficiary of a 100% pay hike. But if you're saying so tonight, knowing it is going to be at a cost disadvantage to you, then I congratulate you tonight, Shahid Siddiqui, for the position that you're taking. But I want to know from anyone on the panel tonight, how on earth can you justify? How on earth can you justify a pay hike? You disrupt parliament on such a routine basis that it is nothing short of a willful refusal, Rahul Narvekar, to perform parliamentary debate, which is the basic purpose that MPs as our representatives are meant to do. You block legislative process, you block serious discussion in the House, you don't do your job, which is to legislate, and I therefore don't want you to get a reward. I will not spend my taxpayer money, Rahul Narvekar, in rewarding unproductive assets who unfortunately my members of parliament have become. Is there anyone on this panel tonight who disagrees with me? Rahul Narvekar. I won't incentivize unproductive assets. Will you? Will you?
Well, Arnab, if your question is to me, my answer is very simple. My answer is one cannot be a judge in his own cause. I'm absolutely with you when you say that why should the MPs themselves decide what their salary should be. See, there was a concept of the Emolument Commission which was proposed to be set up to decide the salaries of MPs. The Bharatiya Janata Party government till about 6 months back was in favor of setting up such a commission. I don't know why was this idea dropped. And the committee which decided the pay hike has taken a decision just in 12 hours and in 2 sittings. And this is a reason which definitely alarms every citizen, and especially in the backdrop of what is happening in the country. In the last 4 years, we've had 3 serious droughts in this country. We've had the parliament hardly functioning. There has been a lot of wastage this year. This session, there has been a wastage of 55 hours. In this backdrop, certainly the people of this country, citizens of this country, have a reason to question this pay hike. Having said that, I do not agree with the fact that the current pay of the members of parliament.
Stop right there, Rahul Narvekar. Before you go and say, having said that, I want to pick up that point 1 second. Rahul, I want an understanding of that point on the Emolument Commission, the point which you make. Yeah. So allow me this intervention because I want to know from tonight, GVL Narasimha Rao. You know, Mr. Narasimha Rao, you have to be honest and transparent with the people. Satinath, I'm just coming to you. I see you raring, wanting to go into the debate. So do I tonight, Satinath, and I must tell you, I'm as involved in this debate as you are because I pay taxes not to fund, unproductive assets. Now, tell me, Mr. Rahul Narvekar, which paragraph and which page under which clause or subsection of the BJP manifesto did you say that you're going to stealthily through the back door pass in a pay hike for yourself of this kind? And if you have not done that, you have basically not sought the approval of the people. You are doing backdoor entry to fill your own treasuries and your bank balances. Why are you fooling the people like this, Mr. Narvekar? You don't think people will see through this? Yeah, अच्छे दिन तो आने वाले थे मगर आपने बताया नहीं अच्छे दिन सिर्फ आपके लिए आने वाले हैं.
Mr. Goswami, I am certainly not being dishonest to the people or fooling the people. In fact, I am supporting what you're saying. I am saying that the current scenario in which this pay hike has happened is not favorable, and the manner in which this pay hike has happened is also not justified.
Because I said
I am in favor of an emolument commission which should decide independently. I am saying that the situation today certainly does not justify. We've had 4 serious droughts. In Maharashtra itself, we've had the highest number of farmer suicides. In this backdrop, we do not support it. But having said that, I am saying that the current situation is also not justified. You need to consider, if you want a person.
No, I want a perspective. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. You don't seem sure of yourself tonight.
Can I just get some?
No,
sorry,
no, you see, I just want to show this.
Can I just
see this? I'll tell you what's going on. This is the document with the finance ministry, viewers. Viewers, this is the document with the Finance Ministry, and this document with the Finance Ministry essentially has all the details of the two meetings in which the members of Parliament got together on two specific days, 27th of May 2015 and the 25th of May 2015, and in 2 days, they had 25th of June 2015 and 27th of May 2015, agenda item 23 and 20. In 2 days with 2 hours of work and in 2 pages, they decided to give themselves. No, Satinath, you would know this today because you've been fighting your own battles for I don't know how many decades for the Bhopal gas victims. You know, nobody listened to you. You sat on hunger strike in Delhi, nobody came and talked to you. Okay? So when it comes to you and people like you, you battle for years. The Juvenile Justice Bill was passed under duress, also as a half measure. And I think it's totally shocking, unacceptable, and if I may say so, anti-national. It is anti-national, GVL Narasimha Rao. Mind what I'm saying. It is anti-national to do this. It is against the interests of the nation to do what you're doing. And you know that I have exposed you tonight because I have this paper with me. You didn't tell me, you didn't tell Anshul, you didn't tell Satinath, you didn't tell Shahid Siddiqui, you didn't tell Bejon, you didn't tell anyone that you were doing this. आप छुप छुप के ये क्यों कर रहे थे, GVL? Why were you doing this? और अगर पकड़े नहीं जाते, अगर पकड़े नहीं जाते तो कर भी देते.
What
अभी आपको पता है Times Now is going to expose this on a daily basis.
Don't jump to conclusions. No, all the newspapers have this story. You have not.
I'm not jumping to any conclusions. I have the papers with me.
Exposure. Please don't. No, this is there in newspapers everywhere.
Well, you didn't tell me, did you? I mean, if you say I've not done any exposures, then Mr. Narasimha Rao, did you tell the people of this country that you were about to give yourself a 100% pay hike?
Not us. Where is the Congress party on your panel? I have told your people to have. This was not a decision taken by one party MPs. Where is the Congress on your panel? The party
so you want to pass it back to the Congress party?
The entire two sessions
Mr. Narasimha Rao, while you blame
I don't understand the Congress party logic.
Decisions which you don't want to take,
how come you don't say?
So don't blame it on everyone else. You have a majority, you have maximum representation in the committee. What are you talking about?
How come Congress is not represented on this panel? Rahul Gandhi, for your information, Rahul Gandhi was rated as the worst parliamentarian by India today in the previous Lok Sabha.
Supporters of Congress
among 543 members, he was rated at 514 or 515 in the negative list.
Arnab,
and where is the Congress party on your panel? And they are the party which are acting against national interests. They are the party which are blocking economic legislation in this country.
The point of the matter is,
they have not decided.
Justify your action with regards to
just a minute. Anshul Tewari. Before Anshul Tewari comes in. No, 1 second, please. 1 minute, please. 1 minute, please. 1 minute, please. Gentlemen, please pull back for a minute and let me say something to the viewers. No, 1 second. Anshul wants to come in. I'll let him come in. But before you come in, Anshul, let me just put one thing in perspective. Congress party, Samajwadi party, Aam Aadmi party, this party, that party. I am sorry, even the Communist Party of India is part of this, giving themselves a 100% pay hike. The so-called people working as communist leaders saying we will work for the people, they're also taking the pay hike. Now they may say we'll redistribute the pay hike, but they'll redistribute it to their party, not to the people of this country. My question is simple. You are giving yourself a 100% increase. In any job, anywhere in the world, your salary is linked to performance. India's parliamentarians are the only ones who reward themselves for their appalling lack of productivity. What are you giving yourself the pay hike for? Someone tell me. Satinath, should Mohammed Adeeb not tell us tonight, since he defends the pay hike,
no parliament disruptions ever take place. In no parliament in the world.
What is this pay hike for?
First of all,
take back the pay hike. Yes, please, Satinath, please. Yes, Satinath.
Arnab. Yeah. First of all, they should be,
yes,
they already have more money than is good for them. There is an analysis that says an average Congress MP has assets more than 16 crores. Average BJP MP has assets more than 11 crores. Even the CPM MP has assets more than rupees 79 lakhs. They already have more than is good for them. So why do they want a hike now? And if you see their performance, if you see the performance in terms of the utilization of MP lads funds, then 51% of the constituencies, not one single rupee has been spent in the financial year 2014-15. You don't spend a rupee out of your MP lads funds and then you ask for a salary hike. It's absolutely shameful of you. You should be decent enough and say we have more assets that is good for us and say that we don't want to hike.
Satinath, one second please. Satinath, GVL says blame it on the Congress party. Do you buy that? I don't buy it at all. Because this proposal is being supported by the government.
This is the richest Lok Sabha.
No, but do you buy the argument, Anshul, for example, Anshul, do you buy the BJP argument that don't ask the Congress party?
Not at all.
We are productive, they are not productive. You were not productive when the Congress party was in power. Anshul is taking on GVL, please. Anshul with GVL.
Look at the way you spend
corrupt money.
You cannot pass the Congress looted from this country. You have to be accountable for your own work. You cannot pass the buck to another party. If you are asking for a salary hike, be ready to show a report card to the citizens who have actually voted you in, seek an approval and then get a pay hike. You cannot say that the Congress is doing it, Samajwadi is doing it, so we'll also do it. That is no reason and that does not fly, Arnab.
I agree with you, but GVL, nobody's going to buy that argument. Mohammed Adeeb.
Arnab, can I?
No, because that's very convenient. No, I would like Mohammed Adeeb. GVL, 1 minute. GVL, understand one thing.
I'll answer your question.
Take responsibility. Please tell the people of this country that you were trying to pass in 100% pay hike through the back door. You can't say only 9 out of 17 bills are pending in the Lok Sabha were passed in this session. Ask the Congress party for that. Because I would ask you a different question. You know, it's all fake, GVL. It's all fake. This fight that you're having with each other. Because the Congress party goes against you because of National Herald and you go against them for something else. It's a fake fight. My question to you is more basic. How is it that all of you come together when it comes to your pay hike? You're all together when it comes to your pay hike.
First of all,
you fight over anything that concerns the interests of the nation, anyone but yourself, but you come together as one lobby when it comes to the pay hike. Why are you not divided on the pay hike? Why don't you say tonight that we will not clear the pay hike? Even the Nirbhaya bill got passed amid shouting and screaming and walkouts and lack of consensus. It is shameful tonight that GVL Narasimha Rao, you are trying to make this political. Admit that there is a consensus between you and the Congress party on the pay hike. Admit tonight on this program, right here, right now, that all your fake divides with the Congress party come to naught when it comes to giving yourself a salary hike. How is it that 10 Janpath, 11 Ashoka Road and 24 Akbar Road are all together when it comes to a pay hike? Why don't you have differences over that, GVL? Come on. No one's buying your logic, including Anshul tonight.
I'm saying, Arnab, can I have a say? Can I speak? Okay,
yes, please,
I think all the questions that are being asked on this panel, actually they are very relevant. They will weigh heavily with the government.
I know they are relevant, otherwise I don't ask irrelevant questions.
Before the bill is presented in Parliament, and I support
the bill is presented in Parliament,
the argument that there has to be accountability. There has to be accountability.
The back door. Why are you supporting it?
I agree. Nirbhaya thing, the Congress. No, it's only government. It's under consideration. It has not been cleared. For your information. It's not being cleared.
No, GVL.
No, but
GVL, every time the Congress party raises a political issue. GVL, listen, look at it the other way around.
I think it's not fair. You don't get Congress on the panel. You want to simply target the BJP. This is not fair. Because
I'm not targeting you, Mohammed Adeeb.
It does not mean you direct all your...
every day one party says I'm targeting you, are targeting that. Congress says that 3 days back, Aam Aadmi Party yesterday.
No, there is the Congress on your panel.
My question is more basic. Mohammed Adeeb, please tell me.
Where is the Congress?
Please tell me. By the way,
you say that on the program.
We are expecting a joint statement of Russian...
on the program, you invited Congress.
1 minute.
They ran away.
1 minute. We are expecting a joint statement of Putin and Narendra Modi in Moscow, and we are going to be cutting across to that. But we need to understand one question here, that every time the Congress raises a political issue, the BJP says that a party of 45 MPs does not have a political standing. So I don't know why they want to fire off Rahul Gandhi's shoulder tonight. I don't understand at all. By the way, we're waiting for that joint press conference, but I'll get a reply from Mohammed Adeeb on that. Mohammed Adeeb, is it... Okay, Putin is speaking. Let's go live to the Moscow right now. Let's go live to Moscow. We'll come back.
Стратегического партнерства. Вчера еще мы с господином Моди провели отдельную неформальную встречу, на которой прошлись практически по основным ключевым вопросам развития ситуации в мире. Важно, что подходы России и Индии к основным международным проблемам во многом совпадают. Наши страны выступают за политическое урегулирование конфликта в Сирии, за содействие процессу национального примирения в Афганистане, убеждены, что в интересах всего мирового сообщества формирование широкой антитеррористической коалиции, действующей на основе международного права и под эгидой Организации Объединенных Наций. Россия выступает за дальнейшее усиление роли Индии в решении глобальных и региональных проблем. Считаем, что Индия, как великая держава, проводящая взвешенный и ответственный внешнеполитический курс, является одним из наиболее достойных кандидатов на место постоянного члена Совета Безопасности ООН. Напомню также, что Россия активно поддержала присоединение Индии к Шанхайской организации сотрудничества. Мы тесно взаимодействуем.
Let's come back to the debate, please. Okay, let's come back to the debate. We'll put out the full statement of Putin later. I'm getting it without translations right now. We'll carry it when we have the translations, and we'll cut live when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is speaking or responding to the reporters there. Now, my question is on a basic level to Sanjay Hegde. Let's go back to the debate. Sanjay Hegde as well as Mohammed Adeeb. Is it fair for the BJP, Mohammed Adeeb, to say, ask the Congress party why they are supporting a pay hike? What is your take on that, Mohammed Adeeb?
No, why are they running away from debate?
Mr. Arnab, there are two aspects. There are two aspects
Adeeb,
of this debate which you are debating
today.
Mohammed
Adeeb, please, responding to you.
Please listen to me.
Yeah, go on.
Yes.
You're listening to you, sir. Go on.
There are two aspects. As far as the behavior of the parliamentarian is concerned, you have every right to criticize. The country has every right to criticize. But as far as pay hike is concerned, see what the inflation the country is facing, how difficult it is for everybody to survive. Do you think the parliamentarians are from different planet? They have no right to get the benefit.
Do you think government servants are from a different planet, Mr. Adeeb?
Because
do you think government servants are from a different planet? I think parliamentarians think that they are from a different planet.
Please listen to me.
I'm sorry, Bejon Misra on the other side. Bejon Misra, please.
Bejon Misra,
whenever prices go up, we want to pay. Bejon Misra,
no, we want to pay.
Please listen to me.
We want to pay.
Half an hour I'm sitting and listening.
We want to pay.
Half an hour I'm sitting and listening.
No, we want to pay, but
only
payment should be made on performance.
Bejon Misra is disagreeing with you.
We want to pay, but payment has to be linked to performance.
Do you think
payment has to be linked to outcome?
Officers are doing
payment has to be linked to outcome.
If they are not, if they are doing better, why you have a pay commission for every 5 years? Now seven commission is coming.
Okay,
they have an appraisal. They have an appraisal system. They have an appraisal system.
Mr. Adeeb,
they have an
Mr. Adeeb, I have Mr. Adeeb. Mr. Adeeb, may you please, will you listen to me for a second? Mohammed Adeeb, please, will you listen to me for a minute? Will you listen to me for a minute, Mr. Adeeb? Mr. Adeeb, please listen to me for a minute now. Mr. Adeeb, listen to me. Bejon, one second. Let's not get worked up. Mr. Adeeb, listen to me. I'm saying something to you. You mentioned the question of the pay commission. My simple point of the pay commission is this. You're contradicting your own point. Now, hundreds of thousands of government servants get a pay hike. The 7th pay panel suggests a 23.55% hike in pay and allowances of government employees. Pay will go up only by 16%.
Yes.
Pension will be by 24%.
But they work for 35 years of service.
1 minute, Mr. Adeeb. Mr. Adeeb, hear me on the point.
Mr.
Adeeb, please. Mr. Adeeb, the last pay commission was in 2008.
Nobody gets
this
paid
pay commission comes after 7 years. So after 7 years, you get a 23% hike. But politicians get a 100% hike every 5 years. It doesn't make any sense. Why should politicians get 7 times what a government servant gets?
Without any job
experience, more inflation than a government servant?
Without any job
experience. Does a politician have faced more inflation than an armed forces officer?
You say that the parliamentarian will not get any benefit. And they are only for 5 years. After 5 years, they have to go back to their constituency. They have to face their people.
As a job, it's not a job for a parliamentarian.
And government service, once he go for 30 years.
If they want to make money, they can do something else. They can go into business and do something else. Why should they get into politics?
The way they behave, you have every right to comment. But you...
Arnab, if somebody wants to make money, let them go somewhere else, do some business, open a shop.
They are liable.
Or go into a service. They should not become members of parliament. Members of parliament are not there to make money. And to, you know, it's not a profession. You are not a professional.
They don't work.
Do something else
This is okay.
for your livelihood. Members of parliament do something else for livelihood, not depend on the state
work in parliament,
for having
give them
their livelihood.
Benefit.
Sanjay Hegde.
But you cannot
Sanjay
stop.
Hegde, please. Sanjay Hegde
even if they work, they have no right to this kind of salary.
They are facing all problems and other people are facing.
Mohammed Adeeb.
And they are not working.
Arnab, I am reminded of a private member's bill moved by Mr. Fali Nariman when he was a member of parliament. Mr. Nariman suggested that on every day that parliament did not work, MPs would not get paid.
I think Anshul is speaking.
Therefore, if they had a cause which caused them to block parliament, they would do it on the basis that they would not charge for that day. It is... Otherwise, what we are essentially doing is giving parliamentarians a non-productivity bonus. You are saying that irrespective of whether you work or do not work, we will get paid. Nevertheless, we will be paid double. That should not be. If you do not work, don't get paid.
Absolutely wrong.
No work, no pay.
I said if the parliamentarian behave like this, they should not be paid allowance on that particular day.
Has that proposal been moved by any member? Why did Mr. Nariman have to do it as a private member?
My proposal,
and as a private member's bill, nothing ever gets done.
You said no, they have no right to get
I'm making a couple of proposals. I'm making, okay, Mr. Adeeb, I'll come back to you in some time. Mr. Adeeb, actually, Mr. Adeeb, stay on. Bejon Misra, I'll come back to you in some time. 1 second. Just one. Mr. Adeeb, stay on. Bejon Misra, I'm going to come back to you in some time because I'm opening up phone lines for a while. I'll cut the phone lines off, then we'll get you back. So, Mr. Bejon Misra, I'm going to join you. I'll be back with you in a minute. I actually agree with Mohammed Adeeb on that one. And sorry, I don't agree with Mohammed Adeeb, but I agree with certainly Sanjay Hegde, the first time ever that I've agreed with him on anything, because he takes such an extreme contrarian position very often that, you know, I'm at odds with him to explain some logic to him. But anyway, today I agree with you. I want to put a few proposals, viewers. I want to put a few proposals, viewers. And I'm not saying a few things. I'm not saying that with the money which the government is planning to give the members of parliament that millions of children could have been fed. I am not talking about the individual households which could have been given a home above their, you know, a roof over their heads, or the houses that could have been built for poor people. All that I'm saying is performance should be linked with pay. MPs should be made to pay a penalty which can be cut for a percentage of their salary for every hour they disrupt. MPs should have a percentage of their perks cut for every hour they disrupt. The other point I'm making is anything more than 20% disruptions, no more arbitrariness. When more than 20% disruptions happen in parliament, then complete salary and perks should be taken off for that session. Do you agree with me? I'll come back to the debate. Prime Minister Modi is speaking, cutting to that, and then when I come back, tell me whether you agree with me or not.
Mr. President, thank you for generous and warm hospitality. You are the architect of the India-Russia strategic partnership. And in a changing world, your leadership has kept our relations on a steady course of progress and growth. Mr. President, I have always had great respect and appreciation for your strategic partnership. It has been a source of strength and success for India in defense, development and diplomacy. And there is genuine goodwill and mutual respect between our people. As I look to the future, I see Russia as a significant partner in India's economic transformation and in shaping of a balanced, stable, inclusive and a multipolar world. I've had excellent conversation over the past 2 days and very productive outcomes. It has deepened my conviction that this relationship truly meets the test of a special and privileged strategic partnership. We have laid the foundation of the future character of this strategic partnership. The intergovernmental agreement on manufacture of Como 226 helicopter in India is the first project for a major defense platform under the Make in India mission. It is rightly with our most important defense partner. We have made progress on a number of other defense proposals. This would boost defense manufacturing in India and India's defense readiness with next generation equipments. The pace of our cooperation in nuclear energy is increasing. We are making progress on our plans for 12 Russian nuclear reactors at 2 sites. The agreement today will increase Indian manufacturing content in these reactors. It supports my mission of Make in India. I thank President Putin for his support. With one of the world's largest reserves of hydrocarbons, Russia can be a critical source of energy security for India, especially because of our strategic partnership. With President Putin's support, we are enlarging Indian investment in Russian hydrocarbon sector. President Putin and I are moving creatively in expanding our economic relations. Following our last summit, India has created a special notified zone to facilitate direct trade between the world's largest uncut diamond exporter, Russia and India, which process 90% of the world's uncut diamond. Second, we are working on logistics. Our Green Corridor project has taken off. The international north-south transit corridor through Iran will significantly reduce transportation time and cost. Third, we are moving forward on the India-Eurasian Economic Union Free Trade Agreement. This will also benefit us in Central Asia. Fourth, we are encouraging our private sector to connect with each other more. We have just had an excellent meeting of CEO Forum. The agreements and the announcements today give me confidence that we will see huge increase in investments and trade in both directions. President Putin and I have high degree of convergence in our position on global issues and a strong commitment to deepen our international cooperation. We have a strong collaboration in the United Nations. Our membership of BRICS, East Asia Summit, G20 and now Shanghai Cooperation Organization gives our partnership a global character. It is particularly important in the arc of Eurasia to Asia Pacific, including in Central Asia and Afghanistan. We are one in our belief that the world must unite and take considered action on combating terrorism without distinction and discrimination between terrorist groups and target countries. We agree that an early political settlement through dialogue in West Asia is essential for restoring stability and containing extremism in the region. Indeed, all nations must come together with sensitivity to each other to address the challenge of our times. I am very pleased to have deepened my association with President Putin. Together, we have also given new direction and added more momentum and content to our strategic partnership. Just as I have had a pleasure of visiting Russia twice this year, I look forward to welcoming President Putin in India next year for the BRICS summit as well as the annual summit. Thank you.
Okay, that's Prime Minister Modi live from Kremlin. Just a quick summary of that. I think a couple of things which Washington will be watching with great concern as the Prime Minister speaks out there. The Prime Minister talks about a strong convergence on global issues between New Delhi and Moscow. Now, given what's happening at the global level between Moscow and Washington, America will raise an eyebrow on that, but who cares? Secondly, what the Prime Minister talks about, that there is a convergence on targeting taking on terrorism without a distinction between terrorist groups and target countries. In the context of the staunch defense of Syria, despite American aggression, that will be seen by some people as India's tacit support to the Russian position on what's happening in Syria, which will again cause great concern in Washington. So Narendra Modi's political position and diplomatic position in Washington will be watched in the great play between powers, and I must say he's taking a fairly independent and bold line on foreign policy that is free of excessive American influence that was quite visible when Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister. Now, let's go back to the debate. Right now, tonight, we are discussing the Newshour proposals, and I have a few proposals when it comes to members of Parliament. Sorry for that brief, detour, but let's go straight back into the debate. I said I agree with Sanjay Hegde, and this is why I agree with Sanjay Hegde. I believe performance should be linked with pay. I believe that MPs should be made to pay a penalty, which can be a percentage of their salary for every hour that they interrupt. MPs should have a percentage of their perks cut for every hour that they interrupt. I also believe that if there is more than 20% interruption of any House of Parliament, disruption, and this time there was 54% disruption, right, Anshul? I believe that anything over 20% disruption should mean 100% cut in salary and perks, which includes the 32 business class tickets costing anywhere between 7 to 8 lakh rupees a year, which every member of Parliament gets. It includes taking away every perk from not needing to pay toll taxes to their food, to their electricity, to their water, to all their perks. Everything should just be taken back, Anshul, from the members of Parliament if there is more than 20% disruption of Parliament. I don't care whether it's BJP or Congress. Arnab. I don't agree with GVL. Then you should target the party which interrupts the House. Target everyone. Anshul, you agree with me? Let's go back into the debate.
They cannot pass the buck either. Yeah, they cannot pass the buck either. And there has to be a no work, no pay. Clearly a no work, no pay, and a citizen panel, a pay commission that gets to decide whether they want a salary hike or not. And if they're really, it's the taxpayers' money that we're really all paying, and the MPs are asking for a pay hike. That does not make sense at all if there is zero performance happening.
No, I'm making a more radical proposal, which I think it is what New India and Young India wants today. But my proposal is not no work, no pay.
Yes.
I'm saying tonight, and then GVL, I want you to support me. I'm saying tonight, less work, no pay. Not no work, no pay.
Absolutely.
Less work, no pay. 20% less work,
absolutely.
0% pay. Do you agree with me? GVL, don't dodge, don't fence it tonight.
Yeah. Arnab, I think nothing works better with politicians generally and political parties than public opinion. Possibly this is the only class which has to bow before public opinion. And if the public opinion,
so public opinion tonight is that less work, zero pay
for the salary, it will certainly.
Yes.
It will. You see, the Nirbhaya case.
Voting is live so far. 65% people agree with me.
Were not
65% people agree with me. Vote right now. The voting is live. GVL, 65% people say less work, no pay. That's public opinion for you.
I think no decision has been taken by the government. Certainly the public opinion will always weigh very considerably with the government. Under government like ours, which will not ignore public opinion, unlike the Congress, which kept
Don't give me general replies. Someone, come on, make a commitment and please understand tonight. And no, 1 second please. GVL, MPs even have their laundry paid for. Rahul Narvekar, even laundry of members of parliament, including washing of sofa covers and curtains every few weeks, is paid for by the taxpayers. Satinath, you're smiling, but this is the irony in our country. They don't pay water, they don't pay electricity. Live polling is on, 65% people agreeing with me. I'm saying less work, no pay.
Price rise
I won't pay for your laundry. I won't pay for your toll charges on highways. Yes, Satinath.
You cannot get away by doing no work and less work and then say that there is price rise.
Satinath, what do you think?
I'm saying, apart from how they have behaved, in addition to how they have behaved in the parliament, I think another factor that should be taken into consideration when evaluating their performance is how they have utilized the MP lads funds, which is 5 crores a year, which they could have spent on their own people. But what we find that in the financial year, only 5.4% has been spent. They have left it unutilized. 51% of the MPs haven't spent a single rupee from the MP lads. This they should be having a salary cut instead of asking for a hike.
And a majority of them are crorepati.
Shahid, Siddiqui, the voting is live right now. More than 60% people agreeing with a fairly radical proposal is giving me a sense of how people think about this. Now, we are not being squeamish or stingy with members of parliament.
Exactly.
But Shahid, Siddiqui, I don't think any of us is going to pay for business class tickets for members of parliament who don't work. We won't pay for their free electricity, 50,000 units of electricity for them to consume. I will not pay for their residential quarters, which cost the Aam Aadmi 3.5 lakh rupees a month. I won't give them that free. I won't give them the free phone calls. We will not give them 4,000 kiloliters of water per year, right? While the Aam Aadmi has to pay 2,36,000 rupees for that. I'm not going to pay for their C-Link passes, for their toll passes. I will not pay. None of us is going to pay, Shahid, Siddiqui, for their concession, highly sort of subsidized food. We will not pay for the government bungalows. If there is anything less than 20% work, we will take everything back. Do you agree with me, Shahid Siddiqui? The time has come. There is no other option now.
Arnab,
which way will you vote?
Arnab, I totally agree with you, because it has been for too long that they have been justifying these disruptions, which should have been rare. They have become the norm, and they justify it by pointing fingers at the other. The thing is that all the parties are into it. They use disruptions as a political instrument, which it should not be. Parliament is not meant for that. Therefore, there has to be very, very harsh measures. I totally agree with you that if less than 80% work is done, then the whole salary should go. It should not only the day allowance which should be but the salary should not be given to these members of parliament.
If we all agree,
they have got too many facilities. I believe that they should be provided much more infrastructure. They should be provided officials to work for them, the researchers to work for them. All that should be there. But for at least 2 years, nothing should happen. At least for 2 years, let them perform, let them show to the nation that they mean business, and then only we should talk about any kind of facilities or increment for the members of parliament.
Because you don't understand. 1,000 votes so far on this. Rahul Narvekar, understand today. We are calling out. We are calling out the hypocrisy of politicians in this country, Rahul Narvekar. People die on the streets in the cold. People die on the streets in the heat. Children starve to death. We are not a welfare state. We don't care for people that we see on the streets. Expected mothers and senior citizens hardly get any health care. Members of parliament, on the other hand, are gifting themselves iPads and even having their laundry cleaned. Their sofa covers and curtains are cleaned for by our money. And then they will do a tamasha in parliament. Rahul Narvekar, if you were to vote on my poll, would you vote yes or no? Would you vote for taking away all perks if there is less than 80% work? Or which way would you vote? Come, and don't fence it tonight, which you usually do.
Well, Arnab,
which you usually do.
I think the controversy and the criticism towards the pay hike or any kind of privilege to a member of parliament is solely because the member of parliament himself is deciding what his pay hike or what his perk should be. When a bureaucrat is given a pay hike, there is no ooh-la-la done about it.
That's what you want to believe. That's what you want to believe, Rahul Narvekar. That's not the reason.
No, if you ask me something,
if you ask me something, give me an opportunity to answer. Or then don't ask me. Or don't ask me. The only reason that we're talking about is productivity. Don't interpret it in the way that you want. Anshul, is that the reason? Is that the reason? You listen to me patiently tonight. This is not parliament. This is not your question.
Let me answer.
Please listen to me. Anshul, is that the reason?
You've done all the talking on the show. Now you better listen to me. If you've called me here to answer your question,
you don't talk to me like that, Rahul Narvekar.
Don't call me here to be a spectator.
You don't talk like that,
Rahul Narvekar. I want to answer the question, let me do it. Unless you are afraid to take my answer. Unless you are afraid to take my answer.
That's not the reason.
Why are you not
performing their job?
Why are you not allowing me to answer?
Because you are trying to assume on behalf of the people of this country, which you're wrong on. You are no one to assume on behalf of the people of this country.
Issues concerning the nation.
Arnab, if you understand.
They have to guide the nation. The issue is not whether they are deciding their own salary. The issue is they are not performing. And they are doing injustice to democracy and to people of this country.
The question is not where the proposal is coming from, Rahul. The question is not where the proposal is coming from. Anshul is speaking. Anshul, yes, go ahead. Anshul, please.
All I am telling you is,
Anshul on air, please.
All I am telling you is, the problem is that the members of parliament are deciding their own perks and salaries. I want to know from the government of India.
That's not the problem. Anshul is speaking. He's countering you. Go ahead, Anshul. Anshul will explain to you where we are coming from.
Emolument commission to decide perks and salaries. Why has the government dropped that?
They are passing the buck, they are skirting around the issue, they say that public opinion is important, but they are not taking it seriously, they are not performing in the parliament, and then they want a pay hike, and then they are putting these reasons across. And if they really say public opinion is important, they are clearly not taking it seriously.
No, and Rahul Narvekar, your argument is completely flawed. Should I take a couple of phone lines? Rahul Narvekar says people only have a problem about this because MPs are deciding for MPs. That's not the issue. MPs can decide for MPs. But it doesn't matter where the proposal is coming from. It depends on what the proposal is. Firstly, my own view on this is that the salary hike is too high. But even that's not the issue. The issue is whether they are willing to link it with the work that they do. From Bengaluru tonight, our first caller on the Newshour debate, and then I'll take a break, is Ramakant. Lines are open. Ramakant is on the line. Let's listen to a citizen for once. Ramakant ji, good evening. Arnab here. Go ahead.
Hi, good evening, Arnab. Hi. First of all, these MPs deserve a pay cut, not pay hike. And they should go back to the legislative assemblies where they have been elected, especially the Rajya Sabha MPs. They should go and apologize to them first for having wasted taxpayers' money. They don't deserve pay hike, they deserve a pay cut, especially these Congress MPs who are spoiling the national progress.
Well said, Ramakant. You're speaking on behalf of a lot of people, and as far as your first point is concerned, what I'll do is at this point of time, I'll take a break. And after the break, I'll come back to the debate. I have no problem with a pay hike. I have no problem with MPs decide for themselves. I have a problem with MPs deciding for themselves and then saying they are not responsible to anyone else. They need to be responsible. Set your KRAs. What are the key result areas for members of parliament? Let's talk business. When we talk business, we will make sense. And Rahul, Narvekar, don't have a closed mind. I'm coming back in just a few minutes. Newshour debate number 1 is on. Live polling is on. More than 1,000 votes already. And I'll just tell you exactly where the percentage stands. Last I knew, more than 65% of people were supporting the Newshour proposals. Where do you stand? You can vote using that hashtag. The number right now is? The number as of now is 68% of people are backing the Newshour proposal. That's on your screen. See you in a few minutes. 1,100 people have voted already. See you in a few minutes on the other side. I know politicians won't like it, but that's not what I'm concerned about tonight. Minhas Merchant, well-known columnist, writes in a recent column, he shares some very interesting statistics. I want to share it with the viewers, Shahid, Siddiqui and everyone. Please, what he says is, the US Senate sits for an average of 180 days per year, Satinath. US House of Representatives is in session for 126 days annually. Britain's House of Commons 130 days annually. France's National Assembly 149 days nationally, and they're very rigorous about the work that they do. They almost work 100% of the time in a very serious and organized manner. Our Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha sit for 80 days in a year, which means our MPs are working in terms of number of days about 1/3 of the US Senate, and that also they don't work. So they have taken it to a ludicrous level. You see, Siddiqui, you get the point. Bejon Misra, you get the point that I'm saying. And which is why tonight there's a substantial support for my proposal that anything less than 80% work, just don't give these people any salary.
Our MPs want the same facilities as the... Arnab, our MPs want the same facilities as the American senators and members of Congress want, or the British parliamentarians have, but we don't want to perform the same way. Our country is a poor country, has more problems. Our population is a huge population, and we can't wait. The nation can't wait for BJP and Congress to come together on GST. They have been using these tactics for last 10-15 years. Constantly I've been seeing this, and this tactics is anti-democratic. Most of them are anti-national and anti-democratic because they are stopping the progress of the nation.
You've been called out tonight, Rahul.
They are misleading us.
You've been called out tonight. You see Rahul Narvekar here tonight. You've been called out. You've been called out so clearly. Bejon I would like you to come back to the debate, and let's get Mohammed Adeeb also in. Bejon let's call out the MPs right now. Bejon
You see, Arnab, your proposal which you have given, I think the nation should be consulted on a kind of a consultation document. Times now should bring out a consultation document for the citizens to comment. You have made an excellent proposal. So what I would suggest is the MPs should now write their own job description, that when they get elected and when they are members of the parliament, what they are responsible for and what they will perform and how they can get measured. And if they are not measured, they have no right to increase their salary, they have no right to take amenities, and as you very rightly propose that all their amenities should be cut, they should ensure that they perform, and then only we should go ahead.
Arnab, can I come?
Absolutely, and there should be no reason to increase their salaries if they're not actually working.
Mohammed Adeeb. So Mohammed Adeeb, you realize it's not about our MPs also human. Do MPs not experience inflation? That's not at all the argument tonight. It's what MPs do, how irresponsible they are, the manner in which they have behaved. Mohammed Adeeb.
Actually, my friend sitting on this panel doesn't know that the member of parliament has to see the grievances and face the grievances and problems of almost 15 lakhs people.
I know
He is not working from 10 to 5.
I know
He's working. I mean, you people have no idea whatsoever.
Can you come up with the data?
And every 5 years, that parliamentarian has to go to their own people.
Can you show evidence?
Give their certificate.
Can you show evidence?
I mean, you people are just talking like giving certificate. You show us evidence. Idea.
You show us evidence.
That how much work the parliamentarian has to do.
We have all the ideas. We know that. We know.
But he has not the grievances of the police.
We know this.
They understand the
Mohammed Adeeb, you have a very good idea. Mohammed Adeeb.
How How many times the common man is able to reach that seat?
We have a very good idea.
He's not able to reach that seat.
You have got a habit.
The common people are
Mohammed Adeeb, we have a very good idea. We have an idea about the shouting, sloganeering and daily protests that is happening in Parliament. We have a very good idea about the complete paralysis of legislative affairs. Mr. Mohammed Adeeb, we know the work that is done in Parliament. Mr. Adeeb, let me share one statistic with you. Abysmal 4% of the time is spent on questions which is supposed to make the government accountable. I want my MPs to help me make my government accountable. 96% of time is not used in that. You tell me tonight that we have no idea. We have absolute idea what's going on in Parliament. Only one bill is passed by both houses of Parliament, which was earlier passed by the upper house in the previous session. In isolation, the Rajya Sabha managed to pass 0 bills. You think we don't know what's happening in Parliament, Mr. Adeeb?
This is absolutely wrong. Yes, I agreed. There are certain percentage of parliamentarians who have got big money. But 70.
Then why should we pay for that? Why should we pay for that?
Siddiqui, why should we pay for that? They go back after retirement. You know, my salary, my more than a crore. I can tell you, Mr. Arnab, my salary after retirement is more than 12,000. My driver took 15,000.
Why should we pay for
Have you come into politics to make money?
Because my children are.
Adeeb bhai, have you come into politics to make money?
You don't have.
Why can't you make money elsewhere?
Problems a parliamentarian is facing.
We all know what are the problems, and those problems cannot be solved by raising the salary of the MPs. They have to perform. They are there to make good laws. Make good laws. They are not making good laws.
If you will not perform, you will not come back to Parliament.
Come out.
I mean, we are not. You are not electing us to go to Parliament.
Rajya Sabha MPs hardly go to any constituency. They do no work in their constituencies.
You know, there are 440.
They are not spending their MP-led funds. There should be accountability. There should be total accountability.
It's too much.
MP-led funds.
Absolutely wrong.
That's
you
Rahul,
make a habit
and Anshul, please.
to criticize your representative who are looking after the interest of
Arnab, I have a simple point
Rahul,
to make.
Narvekar
Our
and Anshul is saying
safely
something, and after that Rahul will respond. Go on,
that, yeah, and you know, our MPs safely assume that the citizens have no clue about what's happening. Their work is something that's above them. The citizens do not understand, which is completely unfair. We are voting for them. We are putting them up there. We are paying taxes so that they can actually go there, have informed debates, spend time on questions, have informed discussions, create awareness on these issues, and then pass the bills. They are overnight passing the bills, and then they ask for a pay hike. There is no proper work being done. Everything is going in the back channel, and then they want to demand a 100% pay hike. That's completely unfair. And you know, if they think that citizens are not looking and that they're stupid, it's completely wrong on their part.
Okay, voting 71% people supporting the Newshour proposals, 29% opposing it. And Rahul Narvekar, let me give you one example. You know, you realize right now how flawed, and superficial your initial arguments were, because it's not about which committee has made the recommendation. It's about the expectation from members of Parliament. The Aam Aadmi, for example, Rahul Narvekar, pays 7 rupees 30 paise per unit of electricity in New Delhi. Our MPs get 50,000 units of electricity free on account of the Aam Aadmi. This translates into the Aam Aadmi paying 3,65,000 for 50,000 units of electricity, while our MPs get away with for free. I can continue with statistics. I don't even know with what faith these members of Parliament walk into business class flights which cost 20,000 rupees on individual sectors and get subsidized 8 lakh rupees only on airfare after doing no work. I mean, there should be an entry, signature when you enter those Air India or Jet Airways flights or whichever flights you take. I am taking this flight because I have worked. And if there has been no work, Rahul Narvekar, the MP should be made to disembark. Citizens are made to disembark. It's time to make the MPs disembark. So Rahul, your argument was completely flawed. Maybe you'd like to go back and think about what you said and what you shouldn't have said. Shahid Siddiqui is still speaking. Shahid. Yeah, go ahead, Rahul.
Well, Arnab, I hope you've completed your question and you'll give me reasonable time to answer.
If they want to travel business class, they should pay from their own pocket. They should travel economy class. They represent the common man. They should travel with the common man.
The question is what you do to deserve to be in that class of travel.
On this panel.
Go ahead.
I think, Mr. Siddiqui, you had a fair chance. Allow others to speak. I mean, try and listen to what others have to say.
Please go on, because you don't have much to say.
What I'm trying to tell you is, I don't think anyone on this panel disagrees with the fact that Anyways, I won't waste my time and the viewers' time on debating with you on an irrelevant point. The point I'm trying to make is that there is no doubt everyone on this panel is on the consensus that the payment should be in accordance with the performance. It should be directly proportionate to the performance. But now who decides these parameters of performance? Can we decide them on a TV channel? That's why we need to have an independent body which will decide these parameters. So what's wrong in that?
Your money must be docked.
Number two.
You are trying to sidetrack. You are trying to find excuses for not performing.
Number two.
You are looking for excuses for not performing.
Unfair to assume. I think it's most unfair to assume that a member of parliament is only there to waste the money of the nation and to waste the time of the nation. Of course, it is the principal duty of a member of parliament to legislate.
Rahul Narvekar, you're not being able to answer tonight. You are trying to make the argument look silly. It's not a silly argument. It's your explanation which is a bit silly. I don't think that's the point being made. The point being made is that there has to be accountability. And if there is no accountability, there will be no salary and there will be no perks. Why are you getting hassled? Why are you getting hassled? Anshul, now Rahul Narvekar, you realize as the cliche saying goes, Rahul Narvekar,
you will not
wake up a person who is sleeping, but you can't wake up a person who is pretending to be asleep. You are pretending to be asleep.
Bureaucrat.
Anshul is responding. Anshul, please.
Do you ever come out and say,
you're just safely assuming that people don't understand. They are thinking that you're wasting the money. They are doing this, they are doing that. What you don't understand is the point is simple. Are you willing to be completely accountable for each and every work that you are doing in the parliament, for every hour that you are spending? And if you are not working, are you willing to take a pay cut? That's the question. And you need to take a stand on it right now, sir. The point is, people are sick of hearing this. What they want to hear is whether you are willing to take a pay cut if you don't perform, whether you are willing to be accountable to the citizens when you've really just reached there based on their votes. That's the question we want a clear-cut stand on, not skirting around the issue.
Mr. I have already told you that I am absolutely in agreement with you that the payment should be in accordance to performance. There's no doubt about that. But who is going to decide those parameters? You sitting on the channel today? You sitting on this panel today? No, you are not entitled to do that.
It's very easy to do that, Rahul Narvekar. All that you need to do is that you need to think the amount of work done. We are calculating 56% time was wasted. I'm saying if more than 20% of time is wasted, there should be no salary. What's the problem? No, who are you to decide MP? No, you began your counterproductive argument, Rahul. I think it's such a silly point that you're making. You begin by saying that the problem is that the MPs should not be deciding for themselves. And then you're saying who will decide for us? I mean, decide which side you're on. We'll take the debate forward. We'll take the debate forward. Anshul, you made some very strong points on the panel tonight. I hope it's food for thought. My proposals go out to vote once again on the Newshour tonight. Do you believe that anything more than 20% time wasted should be 100% cut in salary and pay? I think so. Do you agree with me? Tell me what you think. Debate number 2 is coming up. I thank you all for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight. Debate number 2 in a few minutes.